everybody. Welcome back to another episode of TEDxMellenStreet Live. I am your host and curator, Sacha Walton, and we have this amazing event, TEDxMellenStreet, that is happening here in Hampton, Virginia on November the 18th at the historic American Theater. And I'm so excited. And what we've been doing with this show is just highlighting our speakers and our sponsors and just allow you the opportunity to get to know who they are. And I have another special guest. Her name is Barbara H. Smith, and she's phenomenal, just like everybody else. But, she's so phenomenal, and I can't wait for you to be able to hear her and learn about her and just be able to follow her in the projects that she's working on. And first off, I want to say thank you to my sponsor, Connected Compass, with Tanya Fields, who is the founder, who's doing amazing work out there with the STEM community and opening it up for a lot of the minority men and women to get more involved in STEM. And I also want to thank the city of Hampton as well as American Theater for being our partners and TEDxMellenStreet and making sure that this event is going to be phenomenal for this area here in Hampton Roads. But I'm going to go ahead and just bring up Miss Barbara and just go ahead and get into this conversation. Hey, Miss Barbara, how are you?
Hey, Sasha. So good to see you again. Oh, I adore you.
Oh, thank you so much. I love you so much. And, we met years and years ago. And so you have just been such an inspiration, just seeing you online and all the good things. So I really adore you as well. So thank you. I just want to say, first off, before we get into everything, I'm just loving that blue. Like that blue is my favorite. One of my favorite.
This is my favorite. This is my signature color right here.
That's because we're birthday, September.
That's it.
Days apart. and that blue is just like your necklace. It's just gleaming off of that blue. I just love it.
Well, let me tell you, I have a designer. Her name, I'm going to shout her out right now, is Juanita McWhite for boutique2you.com. And she made this beautiful necklace, and I found some earrings that paired nicely with it. Okay. But it was supposed to be for our event coming up next week, but I just saw it and I said, they're not going to get this. But my sponsor is still Juanita McWhite. She does a lot of my pieces.
Awesome. Well, she does awesome work. I'm gonna have to get her on, one of the shows one day because that's beautiful. We have to shine her out, definitely. So we've talked about your color. We talked about you being born in September like me, a few days apart, and your beautiful necklace. But tell the world, who is Barbara H. Smith?
Thank you so much, Sasha, first of all, for this opportunity. I am a business coach, corporate trainer, executive coach, workforce development, diversity, equity, inclusion practitioner. And what I do is help leadership understand that there's not just one hat, one hat for DEI and one hat for emotional intelligence. As a leader, we have to encompass all of these things. And it's like a muscle. You can be taught how to be a great leader. What happens, there's a statistic that 77% of companies say they lack leadership. I don't agree. I think that they lack training in leadership. I think that if we invested more dollars in executive coaching and leadership training, they would find they have leaders right in their purview. So I teach and I train. My company is BHS and Associates, founded about 2016, and we train and coach executive leaders across the globe.
That's amazing. And I love when you said, it's like a muscle. People have so many different ways of saying, oh, either you're born as a leader or you're trained as a leader or taught to be a leader. And, and I feel like you still have both out there. Right. But those who are born leaders kind of easily go into it. Those are the ones that you see that they're operating in it at all times, even when they don't even realize it.
Right.
And, and those are the ones that, it's easy to cultivate and help them grow. But then you have those who are taught, and once they get into it and understand, the sky's the limit for them. And, and you're right, a lot of times the workplace is so many great people working, and they could be so stagnated in their positions because they don't see the growth. They don't think the opportunities will be there, or people will even see what they're capable of in leadership as well. So that's a great thing that you're doing in the workforce and, with your company. And so I know you're a native of Hampton, or you're?
I am not. I'm a native New Yorker, but people in New York would say that I'm from the country because I was born and raised in a little small town, Suffern, New York, which is right near New Jersey,
Mhm.
but it is 45 minutes northwest of Manhattan. But I've been in Hampton so long, I can't even claim New York anymore. And sometimes I talk a little Southern, so they really call me country. But when I get around my New York sisters, let me tell you,
That
I'm
was out.
back in New York in a New York second.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with it. But so many New Yorkers, they're coming here anyway and, embracing and I can't really say if this area is really truly Southern. I think you have a good mix of
Yeah,
everything here.
I think, Sasha, I
Yeah.
think the military makes it more diverse.
Yeah, most definitely. Definitely. So you are one of the speakers for TEDx Mellon Street, and that's coming up. And I am so excited for everyone that's going to be on the stage. And I know that everybody has a backstory and, what they're doing. So just kind of dive in a little bit more about who you are. Like, how did you really get started in what you're doing with your business? Like, what is that passion? Where did it come from?
Wow. Thanks for that. That's a great question. Well, you talked earlier about being natural leaders.
Mhm.
I was born a leader in the fact that I am the eldest of five children. My siblings would call me bossy, but I call it leadership. So what happened is I didn't know what I wanted to do as an adult. I knew I wanted to be an actor, right? And so I went to Jacksonville University, to one of the schools of acting there, and someone dashed my dreams just by saying to me that you're never going to make it. And so I then switched careers academically really quickly to business administration. And it was okay. Fast forward, I landed a job eventually in a hotel management firm where I was doing budgets, because
Mhm.
I really liked math and good in math in school. But what happened was, it's going to date me. Back then, there was no such thing as networking computers. So you would sneaker net, you would take a disk and run to the next desk, what we call sneaker net, and they would load the information and data up. I thought that was fascinating. But when the company got bought out, was when things really changed in my career. The company got bought out by a company in Chicago who did network their computers, and they wanted somebody to do their backups to their data. Nobody wanted that job, but I saw something different, and nobody wanted the job because it was additional work, but they weren't going to pay any extra money. So I said, okay, I'll do it, but only if you change my title to budget analyst slash backup and recovery. They wouldn't do that either. So what I did is I went out and bought my own business cards that said budget analyst slash network administrator. And I found out really quickly that I loved showing people how to do things with the computer. I was always one with to do things with my hands.
Mhm.
I worked for 20 years, we're fast forward, really fast forward, as a network engineer, computer information technology engineer, computer systems, and finished my degree in associates in computer technology, bachelor's in computer technology, and master's in information systems with a management focus.
Mhm.
While I was in that role or those roles, I was never invited to the meetings. Although I had a senior systems engineering background, and although I was working on the networks all the time, they would never include me. They would never include me
Yeah.
because of what? I don't know. Maybe I was a girl because it was an all male dominated, all white environment. And so I was helping other people constantly, them being the geeks and these being the people that could speak English. I was always the liaison, always teaching because I understood the geeks.
Mhm.
I was a geek with a personality. And I was helping the people that understood plain English. And so I was training all the time. And it wasn't my role, but I was training all the time. So I decided to start my own company. You don't want to invite me to the table. I'm going to make my own table. So that birthed BHS and Associates. And now we're training computer information technology as well as leadership, as well as diversity. And now I'm super excited about AI. And so now I'm training people on how to use the tool ChatGPT in their business.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. That's phenomenal. And I love how, just to unpack it just a little bit, I love how you didn't allow for the opportunity for anybody to tell you no.
Right.
It's like, you know what, hey, I see what this is. I know who I am. I understand my skill sets. That's like when you really know about your skill sets. And you can say, look, you know what, okay, that's if y'all don't want to do it, I'm gonna find a way of doing it myself.
Hmm.
And being able to take that and realize that that is a problem in the workplace, and you're
Yes.
creating a solution by being there through your business to train others, and whether they're on the C-suite side or they're in the employee side, because everyone is impacted in
Yes.
some form of way. And so I love how you're just taking all of that, everything that you learned, your experience, your degrees, your skill sets, and just saying, you know what, I've been empowered. I've empowered myself, so let me empower others. And that takes me to, even because you're an author
Yes.
and you have a anthology series called Empowering You. So tell me about that a little bit.
Oh, wow. So I have a coach myself. I am a coach, but I have a coach. And just a sidebar for a second. If you're looking for coaching from anyone, find out who they're being coached by. Because if they're not being coached as a coach, then run. I'm just saying. Um, so I have a coach, several as a matter of fact, but this particular coach said, I think you should write a book. And another one of my coaches said, I think you should write an anthology book. And the anthology is simply a group of people coming together to write a common themed story. So
Mhm.
this is my second anthology. The first one was It's Your Time, and this one is Let Go of the Past. And what it is because I'm all about empowering women and a few good men, but I'm all about empowering women. So these are anthologies about women who have gone through a lot of changes. They have hit road bumps, roadblocks,
Mhm.
obstacles. They've fallen in potholes, but they've come up and they're willing to share their overcome story with their struggle and give others a path to come up higher when they've gone through some similar struggles. So this latest one is called Empowering You, Let Go of the Past and Step into Your Greatness. What was so phenomenal about writing this book? The first book, I was kind of an onlooker and I just was part of the process. This particular anthology, I am in the book and
Mhm.
not only a part of the process, but going through the process with the ladies in the book. The other phenomenal thing about this particular book is that my mother is in this book. And the third phenomenal thing is all the ladies are phenomenal, but my sister is also in this book. So this is a very unique legacy book for us at Empowering You. And I just think being told and understanding that I'm living with a legend, my mother, who talks about how she was raised on a plantation.
Wow. Wow. Talking about a legacy, and something where even in that it's, creating that full 360 in a way. It's like taking it from that, experience and that timeline for
Yeah.
your mother and saying, you know what, we're going to do legacy. We're going to build these things. And now you can look back and say, okay, yeah, it was that at one point, but now here I am. And you're just creating.
She
Yeah.
didn't do the book.
Oh, wow. Really?
She said initially, she said no.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, and that's a crazy story. I know we only got a couple more minutes, but I'm going to tell you this real quick.
Mhm.
So I said, Mom, I want to do this anthology. My sister said, let's do it with Mom. Mom said, nope, not doing it. The next day she got up and she said, I got my book written. What? I said, stop playing with me. She said, no, I wrote it. So she showed me a binder, a loose leaf a spiral binder with
Mhm.
like 15 pages that she had written. It came to her at night.
Wow.
So she's in the book.
Talking about just do it, right? You go from I don't want to do it to, oh, in 24 hours, oh, it's done.
Right.
That's a quick way of doing it. But I'm glad that she's doing it because now she's a part of that legacy, and can say, you know what, in all of this, yes, this is the struggle, this is this, but now here I am. This is my family. We're doing great things, and and I'm quite sure she see the things that you do, and it's
Uh,
like, you know what, that's my daughter. She's amazing. She's doing this, and I got to be a part of this too.
always being the loudest and the longest, my mother.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. And and I know we have a few minutes left, but at the same time, I love conversation. So it's like, if you got time, I got time. But because I still have so much more. It's like when I have these conversations with the speakers and the guests and everything, and I'm just like, I learn so much more, and it's like more questions come out, and then more conversation comes and flow, and that's why I love the dynamic of it, and just being able to share who you are, and that's what it's all about. And so I know you work with a lot of clients, you work with a lot of people, but what type of clients are you really looking for?
I'm looking for corporate clients,
Hmm.
clients that have a budget for training and executive coaching, because I believe when you strengthen your human resources, you strengthen the entire organization. And so in corporate America, they spend dollars on training, but is the training effective? The training we do at BHS and Associates is interactive. And not only that, it's also engaging, inspiring, and empowering. We leave our clients with strategies, techniques, frameworks, and systems to make sure that they are exactly where they need to be. And how we do that is we first go in and do a needs analysis. Our customized training is not off the shelf, it's not in a box.
Hmm.
It's based on what the customer actually needs or wants for their clients, for their human resources or their employees to learn. Then we have a system where we gauge where these clients are by using tools like DISC, the DISC assessment, and help the management team understand whether or not their clients are connected to the positions they should be in to be as effective as they can be. So we do that after we do the analysis and after we do the customized training. We come back and ask, is this what you wanted? We get buy-in from the management team. We get buy-in from the people who are going to take the training, because when you don't include the end user, which I found in corporate America when I was in corporate America, you don't include the end user, your project is likely to fail. So we ask questions of not just the people who are at the management level, we ask the people who are going to be using the training or using the tools that we bring to the table. And that's how we become successful.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. And I have another question for you. So now, because you are a TEDx Mellon Street speaker, upcoming speaker, and our theme is the power of inclusion, and a lot of your background is involved in diversity, equity, and inclusion, but also when I hear your answers to the questions, you're really big on including. So, how important is that theme, power of inclusion, in our society?
Another great question. It is hugely important because if everybody in your arena or your surroundings or your group looks like, thinks like, talks like there you are missing growth opportunities. What corporations have found is when they're more inclusive, they have better ideas. As a matter of fact, I don't have the statistic in front of me, but there are corporations now who have discovered when their workforce is more inclusive, they earn more profit. And so I got to get that statistic down. But in any event, to know that there are a lot of people in your organization that are not brought to the table, and they would have the very information that you may need. That's why inclusion is so important. It's not enough to hire somebody who looks like someone else, or somebody has a different race or gender or a different sexual orientation. It's not enough just to hire them. Are
Mhm.
they included in the decision making? Are they included in all of your products and services? That's where you're going to get the most diverse ideas and some of the best ideas that come about because everybody doesn't think the same.
Wow. Yeah. That's awesome. That's a wonderful answer to the question. And, that's one thing that we really challenged a lot of the speakers during the application process or in the selection process, to really think outside the box,
Mhm.
when it comes down to it. And, and those who, I feel like when you think about inclusion, you have those who really understand it from the core of who they are and their heart, versus those who are just learning about it and just say, oh, that's just the thing to do, so you really can see. So I can tell just by our conversation that it's at the core of your heart, to say, you know what, hey, look, I learned how to include myself, number one. And therefore I'm going to empower everybody else to include. But you bring that spirit and the atmosphere of inclusion with you when you're out there doing the things that you do with the corporations and with the trainings and everything like that. So thank you for being that person out there who's leading the way through your business and just as a person yourself and just being who you are. I really appreciate that. And then one more thing, I know that you have a conference coming up.
Whoa, yes. Oh my God.
Let's talk about is a sister conference or like let's get
2023. It's Sisters Inspire, Sisters to Advance. The acronym is SISTA, SISTA 2023. This conference is for any woman who is looking to level up their life, level up their profession, level up their career, level up their business. We did this conference last year for the first time, and I can tell you definitively, at least half of the ladies have written me, emailed me, texted me, called me, and said that conference 10x'd their businesses this year. And so I know that last year was the foundation. This year we have even more exciting women coming to pour in to women who need it. What you're going to walk away with, a new heightened sense of networks. You're going to have these same ladies connected to you for the rest of your life. These are women who are doing the doggone thing, have had some speed bumps, have hit the ground. Some of them, one of them in particular, started with a $50 investment and now is a double seven-figure earner. And she's pouring into each and every one of us. She is my personal coach that coaches me on how I leveled up. And the other ladies on the platform are no less dynamic. And so what you're going to leave with are techniques, tools, strategies, frameworks that you can put into action the day you leave the conference so that your business, your life, and your career takes off in ways you never thought possible. Come to the October 13, 14, and 15. If you can't come all day, you can come for the one-day pass. If you can't come at all physically, we have a virtual opportunity. And so there's no excuse for you not being the best you can be in 2024 and the rest of 2023.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. And everybody, if you're interested in attending, I would definitely have the link along with the show. I'll have the link available for you guys and you'll be able to be a part of this amazing event. I mean, if you're a woman out there and you're looking to level up, this is where you want to be. You already hear Miss Barbara talking, you see from her personality and who she is, she has a heart for people, a heart for women to level up and to be empowered. And so therefore, get connected. So I'll have all your information there as well. But Miss Barbara, thank you so much for being here. It's been a true pleasure. And I want to say thank you to our sponsor, Connected Compass, with Tanya Fields, who's a founder who is doing amazing work out there in the STEM community with minority men and women, and to the City of Hampton and the American Theater for being alongside with TEDxMellenStreet. And once again, that event is November the 18th at American Theater, and definitely we'll have more information about ticket sales and everything up soon. And any final words that you would like to give, final words of wisdom?
Wow. If you're out there, man or woman, and you're not doing what you love in life, life is short. Life is quick. Do what you love. And I love training people. I'll see you if you're able to come at Sisters Inspire, Sisters to Advance.
All right, thank you so much. And once again, it's a pleasure having you here. And next time, guys, I'll be back with another episode of TEDxMellenStreet Live with another speaker. And we'll just continue to do this thing. And I hope that you're enjoying it. Thank you for watching. And Ms. Barbara, thank you. And you enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Bye.
Bye.